What is up, beautiful people? If you guys don't know who this is an ineffable illusion. If you guys didn't know, now you know. But yeah, that was a weird intro. But I'm gonna continue because I'm gonna be me either way. I'm weird, low-key. Alright, so this is pretty much just a video on how I became a full-time hairstylist, and I don't work like a regular 9-to-5 job. I just made sure that I was always like in the entrepreneur side rather than working for other people, because that was never like my vibe. But I'm gonna just jump right into it because I hate when people talk a lot inside of the beginning of the video. So that's not about to be me. This is not about to be me. All right. So let's kind of talk about like the history and how I got to do hair, got into doing hair. So I remember in high school I used to like do my own hair a lot. I used to color it, I used to style it, and then sometimes I would even color some of my friends' hairs or do their hair in school, something like that. So one day my mom came to me, and this is senior year of high school. She said, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And I'm like, man, I don't even know, you know, like I didn't even think that far. I was never the type of person to like think about my future type of thing. So I was just like, I really don't know. She said, well, you know, your cousin's a hairstylist. Maybe you might consider being a hairstylist as well. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can try it. So I remember, going to Paul Mitchell for like an interview and stuff like that. Paul Mitchell is pretty much like a hair school, and I ended up going there for a year, and it took me a very long time to get my license because I was really bad at test taking. So they have like two parts to a test. They got hands-on and they got the computer test. I kept failing the computer test probably about 10 times. I failed it until I got it right. At that point I was memorizing the hi. You scared me. I just saw a kid in the corner of my eye, bro. But while I was in hair school, I was also working in a salon. So I knew somebody who worked in the salon during the time, and we were really cool. And he was like, oh, you're in hair school, maybe I can get you a job in the salon. So he was the initial like hookup to the salon. So my parents and I were in an interview with the owner of this shop. So it turned out to be a booth rental type of salon. I didn't have any clientele starting out in the salon, so the owner said that I only had to pay $100 a week to be there. So he hooked me up in that way. I think booth rent was like $200 for other people, or $250, something like that. But I only paid $100. So I built a small clientele base based off working in a salon. I did everything. I literally did like makeup, I did hair coloring, I did hair cutting, I did box braids, I did sew-ins. Anything a hairstylist does, I did that in the salon. Until one day there was somebody who came in, and she had really short hair, and she was the girl who wanted her hair curled with like a hot iron or something like that, you know, the ones that you put in the oven. Yeah, she wanted her hair curled with one of those, but I didn't have one of those, and I didn't know how to work one of those. It wasn't my profession. Some people specialize in those, but I wasn't one of those girls. So I curled her hair with a really small curling iron, like, well, flat iron, but you know, you can curl with a flat iron. And she didn't like it. She asked to speak to my manager. So manager came over and she pulled me in the office and she said, look, your work is not even 50% good. She said a whole lot of other stuff, but that was like one of the things that stood out to me. So I ended up leaving, and she also raised my booth rent at the same time to $200 a week. So I left that, and I started doing hair inside of my room. I did hair and I did makeup, and I started doing nails inside of my room. So I I don't know where I be coming up with money, but the girl, she got a nail table inside of her room, started doing nails. My room was so small during the time. So yeah, cut that. Until we moved, in the room that you see now, this is my workroom. I work from home, and I built a clientele base from here. But how did I do it? So I couldn't get my license during the time we moved here from hair school specifically, and I was looking into doing lashes. So I ended up doing a course for lashes, and I built my first clientele base from lashing. I didn't take it as serious until I became a mom of my daughter, and that's when my real clientele started advertising on Tinder, because like, you know how it says, are you looking for a girl or boy? You just say you're looking for a girl, and like you just start DMing like every girl that you match with and telling them like all your specials and your deals and your Instagram page. So that's where I got all of my clientele from, was Tinder during the time, guys, from lashes. And I was only probably charging like $80 for lashing. So in Instagram, I did get my Instagram clientele during the time. I think Instagram was working based off like organic traffic, so it was a little more easier to get, in my opinion, to get organic like clients from Instagram. And Angel, my daughter, she was my why, she was my purpose of why I brought in so many clients. So from lashing, built my clientele. I was like, okay, how can I get even more money? So I started doing waxing, and then I started doing lip fillers. I was into everything. So this is where it boils down to me like getting burnout after a few years. So I started seeing a trend of locks. I mean, even when I was in the salon, locks were trending, but they were more crochet. So you had to cornrow the hair first and then crochet locks into the hair. But no, this was like a whole different ball game. This was like braiding your hair individual braids and then wrapping over the braid to make it look like it's yours. So I found interest in that, and I started promoting like, hey, who wants to be a model to for this style, specific style. And I started getting a lot of ladies wanting to be a model for me doing those locks. We had butterfly locks and we had the soft locks. Those were the two that were trending the most. So that's the category I stuck to. And then I realized there's a lot of ladies who come in for locks, because I was trying to promote for hair color, because my mom was like, there's a lot of ladies who want to do hair color. I couldn't find nobody. Your girl was broke. So I was like, all right, color, it ain't it. It might pay a lot, but ladies in Maryland, I feel like they're not paying for hair color like that. So I found the category. Locks was it. And then as time progressed, the locks progressed. And I was like, yes. I was like, wow, people are really making like unique locks based off of one technique. And I was like, how can I become different in the lock field? So I figured out, I bought a girl's course, and I figured out how to hand make locks. And I was doing, before that I was doing boho locks, the one with the curls, locks with curls, and that was like the thing. And I was adding color to it so people liked me. But I had to change the game, because I saw that people had their own twist to locks, and I was like, how can I make myself different so that people will book me more? So I came up with my own technique, and I named them Roman locks. There was nobody in Maryland where I live who did locks like I did. So that's what made myself stand apart from everybody else in Maryland, because nobody in Maryland did these type of specific locks. Everybody's doing soft locks, they're doing goddess locks, boho, basic. But me, I had to figure it out. So I did. hand making lots was it. How did I make it a full-time job? It was based on pricing and knowing how to finesse ads, knowing how to make an ad that attracts people. So pricing, you always have to range your pricing like 400 plus, because if you do 2 heads minus the hair that you are providing, that's already $600, right? So $600 for 2 people, it's a good deal. And then imagine doing 4 people, so that's like 1 paycheck that you might get in 2 weeks, you know, something like that. But that depends on how many clients you're getting. You always have to run a special. You always have to post. So you always have to have really good quality videos. I always made sure I had, like, if you can see these black things behind me, good quality lights. I always looked at other girls' works to see like how they got that really good professional lighting. And I went on Amazon and I got me a set. I think it's only like 100 something for these lights. So, okay, an investment. That's how I looked at it, as an investment. And then especially if one girl's like 300, I'm gonna say 300 because minus the hair that I bought, like 300 something dollars, you use $100 out of that 3. Like, come on. That's how I got really good professional lighting, and just looking at how other girls were doing it. Sometimes you gotta copy people who are bigger than you to make it too. So I just did that. Ads, I always pay for ads because they boost. Instagram shows people in your location your work. You need clientele in order to make this job a full-time job. Sometimes it can be a hit or miss, but at the same time, it's an investment. So how did I start investing from $0? If you have a following, you have clientele. Find something in your niche that ladies want. And once you find what they want, you're gonna get clientele. So for me, it was always posting a special or something that was trending and that I needed models for. And that's how I came up with my money to put into my ads. So I knew that once these ladies booked me, I knew the money had to go straight to ads. Like, I didn't get anything from it. But once I put the ad out, I had to charge below the average price so that people would pick me. And they would say, once they look at my ad, they would say, oh, I can get this hairstyle for $150 instead of $300. Bet. I'm not saying charge $150. It was just, you know. But it was a safe price for me to know that I'm gonna win and make money. Because there's competition on Instagram. Everybody's a hairstylist in 2024 or 2025. That's how I grew my clientele. Ads is how I grew my clientele. And to this day, the reason why I have my following, half of them is because I grew them organically, and the other half is because I grew them off of ads. But from ads, just know the people that follow you from ads, those are still potential clients. So you always have to keep posting on your story in order to attract those clients that just followed you. Because at the end of the day, you don't always have to pay for ads. Your clientele is right there watching you, watching your work. Once you get the money from the clients, and you know that you can pay your bills from it, just know it's time to raise your prices. Especially if you see that you're really good at what you do. Don't ever feel like no one's gonna book you because your price is too high. Sometimes you underestimate yourself. There was this one girl who charged like $120 for soft locks. I'm like, your work is really good. You can be charging a lot more for soft locks. And she's like, I just don't want to miss out on opportunities for clients. I get it, but if you're providing hair, you're also losing too. Another thing was how I made this a full-time job is I offered products and I also sold locks. So offering products gives you extra money. You always want to have something else that you can probably fall back on if one thing's not working out. So I don't know, this is just my experience. I hope that I wasn't everywhere, but I tried to speak in the order that I could. Another thing with locks, I offer different styles of locks. The ones that I wanted to do, the ones that pay higher money. So Bora Bora locks, those come with human hair. That is extra money. $780, $880 for that specific lock if you want that. Roman locks, $435 going up. If you want color, that's extra. If you want human hair, that's extra. If you want just certain add-ons, you can always have a service but have add-ons at the same time. You want hair jewelry, that's an add-on. If you want soothing spray, that's an add-on. Like, everything is an add-on in order for you to get more money. So yeah, just figure out ways you can make more money, not just with one service. I also do Brazilian waxing still. I love doing Brazilian waxing. That's like extra money in my pocket. Brazilian waxing only takes like 20 to 30 minutes, which is the fastest money you can ever make. If you can do that full time, that's even a bonus too, because there's always people who come back every single month. With hair, people don't always come back every single month. So loyal clientele is important. That plays an important part, but also making your Instagram work for you is also another important key. So ads, but at the same time, those same people who follow you are potential clients. You have to work those potential clients along with running ads. So hopefully those helped you. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys ask me down below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share this video to anybody that you think it can help. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.